You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
And we are back up in here, the Buddha monks in the trunk. Before we move on, so the first song, like the intro music, is a song called Turn the Bass Up. Go and find that on my SoundCloud page. I never mentioned the song that plays out. Do you even, you don't listen to these. Do you get to hear, do you know what we end out with?
Yeah, I've been listening to them actually the past few weeks. I listened to the prediction show, and I've been listening to the last one we did for a while. So
you've heard the beat at the end, like the beat that leads us out?
Yeah.
You like it?
I guess I got to hear it again. I'll give you a full assessment of it, but I've heard it before.
Well, anyway, it's. I think that one's called. Damn, what the hell is that one called? I don't even know what the hell. What is that one called? Hold on. I think it's called. I'm gonna look at my. Compared to Huh. That's what it's called. Compared to Huh. H-U-H. If you're listening, that's the other song that leads out. I don't know if I have that uploaded or not. I don't think I do, but nevertheless, so welcome to part 2 of the review of we first, on the previous video, previous upload, previous thingy, we reviewed, Fastlane. So if you're just checking in on this, there's also a part 1. So go back and listen to that. This is part 2. This is the Raw review from Nashville, right?
Yeah, Nashville. 13,718 in attendance. Michael Cole announced at the beginning of the show, Booker T there, not Jerry Lawler. So I thought Jerry Lawler was just gonna take him out here, go from Memphis back on regular schedule, but I guess not. Booker T took over in Nashville, still in Tennessee, and we kicked things off with Randy Orton coming out to start off the show. He's back. It was kind of cool to see him this over. This is as most over as he's been in a while. He kind of just cuts like a promo, kind of going over why he's back and what happened when he left with the Authority taking him out. And then that's when, the Authority comes out, and he
recaps his last Raw appearance, which was pretty interesting for them to actually bring that up. So it was like, the last time I was here, this is what happened to me. Seth Rollins, he's a bastard. I'm coming to kick his ass.
It's very interesting they bring it up. I think it's awesome they bring it up because they normally do not stick to storyline continuity. So it was good that he brought it up, but then he came out and just forgave him. So I thought that was weird dynamic they're going to do with the storyline, to tease this kind of tension. I think the tension was already there. He took him out. There should already be heat for this Mania feud. What do you think about this?
Well, I think as a game plan, first when he came out, he actually ribs on the idea of the 20-minute promo. He's like, I'm not out here to give a long-winded 20-minute monologue. I was like, oh, ouch. And it is a passionate enough promo. He calls out Rollins. He's pissed, and it's that's the Randy Orton that left. This really heated, passionate. His promos before he left were fucking fantastic, and I think this was a follow-up that he still had that momentum. He still had this sort of fire in him. And I think he hasn't, it just goes to show he hasn't been pissed off in quite some time. Pissed off Randy Orton is really good. Stephanie speaks, I wish, I don't know. I don't think she needed to talk during this segment. I think, I guess, I don't know. I don't know.
She kind of talks a lot. Yeah, Stephanie really didn't even speak in this segment, but she does I guess she does a good job. She convinces Randy Orton to join back in on the Authority, even though he says it would be like selling out. And then Michael Cole announces that he's going to do a business conference tonight, and then Randy Orton grabs the mic and says that he's going to do a business conference tonight, or he was down. So I don't know, miscommunication, like the storyline there. But anyways, there's going to be a segment later on the show with Randy Orton and the whole Authority. And then they kick things off in ring with Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler. What do you think of this match, Peter?
Well, R-Truth was on commentary, and because he beat Bad News Barrett on SmackDown with the belt. And so he's in a non-title match, so he's out there, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of the R-Truth character. Like, his character is growing more and more on me, you know, as this sort of jigaboo, you know what I'm saying, man? It's just, I wish they would.
I think he did a good job on commentary tonight, like with the hashtag Give Truth a Chance. Like, he got his little thing you could say about him over.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm just saying his character, his gimmick. I just go, I don't feel like listening to that kind of talking. You know, this kind of like old school, sound like a slave. Like, all right, guys, people, listen, I am black, all right? So it's not like I'm, all right, just to get that out there. But he sounds like an old slave, you know, an old, like, dude, like, he just sounds out of touch, out of time. It's like he's in a different time period. And it's just weird to hear, you know, because that's the stereotype of how black people should talk kind of thing. And that's the only thing I don't like about it, you know. When him talking, you know, the stuff that he did, the Give Truth a Chance thing, I thought that was pretty cool. And because it actually started trending, and then that trended into something else, you know, like he got something going. But nevertheless, they could have done without him out there.
Yeah, but and then, so you said R-Truth beats Wade Barrett on SmackDown. Ziggler beats him tonight, but there's no belt. And then Dean Ambrose comes out, and Bad News Barrett's not trying to grab the belt, not trying to attack him. I know he just wrestled, but he's just sitting there like, that's my belt. Shouldn't he be trying to get his belt back if it moved that much? And he's losing all the time. He shouldn't even deserve the belt.
There was no belt?
Belt.
Oh, okay, belt. Okay. Because he hits him with a zigzag for the win, which I thought was pretty cool because when's the last time that Dolph got a clean win like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been a long time. He hits the zigzag on his ass. I think he got a win over. Harper clean to regain the belt after then he lost it to Barrett. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool, especially getting pinned the night before. And speaking of which, at the beginning, you know how at the beginning of Raws, how there's normally like a sort of like a video package of the pay-per-view of the night before? You know how they normally do that? They'll play like last night at whatever pay-per-view, right? And they're just like clips and this. You hear Michael Cole yelling and shit at the big spots. They didn't do that tonight.
Oh, well.
They just went right to the show. I just thought I'd bring that up. I just thought I'd bring it up. But yeah, I did.
Well, they did say that Sting was going to be on Raw again tonight. No. So that helped out a lot. What did you think of Dean Ambrose coming out and then like Wade Barrett not really even reacting that much to him with his own title?
I thought that was something that was interesting. Kudos to Wade Barrett for selling the zigzag. Because apparently he didn't get up to get his belt because he was still reeling from the effects of the zigzag.
But he was talking crap. He was sitting in the corner saying, that's my belt, that's my belt. He should have been
holding his head. I mean, he just went through like a really good bout with Dolph Ziggler. He got hit with his finisher, and I think he wasn't up for another fight, you know? I think for him to be a heel, if there was someone out there that wanted to, help him, I think that would have been, something for him to get the belt back, but I don't think he really needed to get up. I think he's selling the effects of the match he just had. And, Dean Ambrose was able to just basically, put the belt in his face and sort of, showcase the fact that, like, I still got this motherfucker. I actually thought he was going to give it back. Honestly, I thought he was in there to basically give it back to him, but then he just left with the fucker again. So I was just like, all right, whatever. All right. Yeah, and then on the way out, he kind of bumps into Ziggler. Like, kind of like, fuck out my way, chump. You notice that?
I just saw him. Yeah, I just saw him leave. I didn't see. Maybe that's a three-way match they're doing for Mania. I was thinking Ziggler, Bad News, and Dean. What do you think about that?
Well, it would have to be a four-way with R-Truth, too. R-Truth would have to be in the contendership as well, because Dolph just beat him for a non-title match. Truth beat him for a non-title match. So obviously those guys are contenders. Ambrose, he has the belt. I mean, because he lost, because he, not necessarily lost, he got DQ'd. It was a no contest. Maybe they could be, they're extending the feud because he has the belt, but a four-way for the Intercontinental belt would have to be in the play. And that looks like a pre-show match because
I mean, I can see the Battle Royal going before the four-way.
No, the Battle Royal has to be on the actual card. It has to be the first thing on the card. I wish it was the other way around, but I think because R-Truth has to be in it, it's going to be in the pre-show.
Well, R-Truth doesn't necessarily have to be in. He was just on commentary. They didn't announce anything yet. They can quickly take him out, and replace him with someone else, or just keep it a three-way.
But you hear what I'm saying, though. The only reason why Ziggler would be in the three-way because he beat him for a non-title match. Truth did the same exact thing.
Yeah, so then throughout these next few weeks, you just have everyone beat Truth.
No. Truth has to come out. Truth has to be on that card. Hey, what are you? Hey, no. But
no. I mean, just saying, he's not been on Raw in a while. He's not been as a part of the show as definitely Ziggler and Dean. I mean, you can make a case for Bad News there.
But that's why he's on commentary, and they're also trying to sell SmackDown. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have had him out there on commentary. But I just remember when Dean walks out, when he bumped Ziggler, the crowd went, ooh. I just thought it was a really cool move. I thought it was really slick. Whatever. Yeah, but yeah, I see this lead to a four-way pre-show Mania. I hope it's on Mania, but nevertheless. How did you watch this, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Just on my computer, like I do every week.
I'm just saying, but where did you watch it? Did you watch the Hulu version, or did you watch Watch Wrestling?
No, I didn't watch the Hulu version. No, I don't watch the Hulu version. I watch it every week, the full version, because we do the review.
No, I'm just saying, you didn't watch it live, though, right?
Oh no. Well, the Hulu version cuts out. That's why I thought you were asking.
That is why I'm asking. Because did you get the Authority backstage with Orton thing?
Yeah, I was just about to go into that.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool, yeah. Authority is backstage with Orton. That's when they agreed to be on the show, or they agreed to, be business partners. Not much really to the segment. They just kind of shake hands. What do you think?
I thought it was a really, other than Stephanie going all feminist on a motherfucker, I thought that was bad. I thought that was really fucked up. Because I think, because Seth's pissed off. They play this they do this really well. It's well executed spot where, Seth is like, why is he coming back here? Blah, 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 blah. And, because Steph's talking, and she's like, why are you interrupting me? Is it because I'm a woman? Oh, man, dude, I rolled my eyes like you wouldn't believe. That was one of the most unnecessary things in this entire show, or what have you. But the play on Seth, and then she throws him under the bus. She's like, and it was you who devised a plan to, for Orton and shit, and it was like my plan, you just see the back and forth between those two, but the way that it's sort of the actual shot of the entire thing, you got Randy Orton, who's just, who's looking like he's playing along, right? You got Seth Rollins, who is kind of like, has this look on his face like, this sucks. And he's looking at Orton in a way like, dude, I don't trust you, dude. Right? And
sure.
You got Triple H, and his mind is elsewhere. Like, his arms are crossed, and you can just tell his mind is so fixated on Sting, it's not even funny. Right?
Yeah,
and
definitely think about Sting.
Yeah, and he's looking at Randy Orton, and he's like, you can just see, like, I already know what this is all about. You're the Snake. I don't even care. Do what you want. He doesn't say anything, Like, even when they came out in the Authority at the beginning, he knows. He's worked with Orton enough that this is going to be like a backstabber thing, And he's just like, dude, I know what's up. I don't care. I'm fixated on Sting. Eat a dick, So I just thought that was really it's just a really good. I thought it was a really well played out situation. Orton accepts the return, and scene. And also, they set the main event. They set the main event.
They announced the main event later on.
No. She sets the main event in the thing because after they shake hands, she goes, "Oh, good, everyone's on the same card, so I'll set the main event tonight for Orton and Rollins versus Bryan and Reigns." Right? You remember that part?
Yeah, I remember that part, man. That was cool. They shook hands.
And then they panned out.
Friends, yeah.
No. You got Randy Orton kind of like with this look on his face, and then you just have Reigns looking at him like, dude, whatever. Like, I just
Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins. The look on his face, the look at them just looking at each other is just like picture perfect. Rollins is good, man. And just to play this sort of like, nah, I don't trust you, dude. This sucks. I laughed my ass off the way that ended. But I don't know. I thought it was a good spot, man. It played into where everyone stood, and to see where it's going to move forward. Because to me, I see Randy Orton just setting this up to basically backstab. Like, okay, I'll play along. I'll go along with this, and I'll look like I'll be your friend, and we're on the same page. But I'm gonna catch you in your most vulnerable state, and I'm gonna fuck you up. I still see this as the WrestleMania. They got 3 weeks to play into this story, and it's going to be Orton versus Rollins.
Don't they have 5 weeks?
Yeah, 5 weeks. Sorry, I apologize. 5 weeks.
Oh yeah. I think it's going to work out well. I think this is going to be a good Mania match. But I just think they need to just. I mean, if they already attacked him to take him out, there's no reason for him to rejoin them.
No, he has to set it up.
Makes it convoluted.
He's going. What do you call? He's an insider now, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
I get it. I just think that it just like maybe overcomplicates it.
1 on Seth Rollins' cock. Well, anyway.
We had a Sheamus vignette the last few weeks. We're having these Sheamus vignettes. Still don't really care. It's kind of interesting when he's going to come back because he's probably going to do some feud. You think he's coming back with Bryan, but nevertheless, these vignettes are happening every week.
Well, they're not doing anything new with him.
Yeah, and I mean it's Sheamus anyways. They haven't done anything new with him for years, so I'm not really.
Well, they're not doing any new vignettes. It's like the same vignette each time. Normally over the past couple of vignettes, they all kind of progress somehow. But for this one, it's just like, oh yeah, it's the same one. I don't even acknowledge it. I'm like, all right, we've seen this, whatever.
Yeah, and then
I just hope he comes back in the heel.
Yeah, then back in the ring we had the primetime players back again versus the Ascension. JBL, he's on board with the Ascension now. If you watch, he's putting him over a little bit. which is way better than having the heel announcer combat him. Maybe he's listening to the podcast. Who knows?
But he sounds sort of sideways about it, though. He's kind of it sounds like he's being a yes man about it. It's not like he's putting them over like, yeah, they're great. He's like, yeah, whatever. They're young, they're brash, whatever. He sounds bitter about having to put them over. Did you get that sense?
Well, he might be like, honestly bitter, but his character, he's still got to do it. So as long as he just says it, I guess that's working toward the better goal for me. So I think he's improving, Yeah. And, but it was an okay match. But the primetime players end up winning against the Ascension, giving the Ascension their first loss. So what do you think about this feud? I definitely don't see it being a Mania match, but I've seen it maybe playing out the next few weeks. What do you think?
Well, I feel like this whole PTP thing, this whole Darren Young, I think it's all consolation to Darren Young because of the situation, the Twitter thing with him and having to take down his tweet because of his dislike for the Arab Emirates thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about this last week where he made a tweet about the how he thought it was not cool that the WWE would go to a place who put gays to death and treated their women like shit. And then they addressed it, and then all of a sudden he's back on TV. And I think this is like a consolation thing. I don't see the primetime players moving forward doing anything. I think this is just going to be just to shut him up or like to appease him, or we'll see. I just see it as more of like an appeasal sort of move to get him back on the TV and to bring the primetime players back. Because I saw a thing today where Titus O'Neil posted something on Instagram about something. It was really wordy, a lot of big words, a lot of like sort of like PC talk about the landscape of today's society and race and gender and all this stuff. And I just go like, dude, whatever. You guys are wrestlers and what have you. I wanted to also address the Ascension. They got the old school box thing, and they basically buried the Bushwhackers. I thought that was fucking awesome. Do you remember that? I saw the box. Yeah, that was great bringing that back. They did that, I think, before when they came out once, man. Yeah, they give them the box almost every time of them burying like some tag team, and they buried the Bushwhackers this time. I love it because Connor, man, dude, those guys are hilarious. I am on the Ascension bandwagon right now. I am an Ascensionite. And I'm going through Twitter, and everyone's just burying them. And I'm like, no, dude. I'm going at everyone like on Twitter, like, no, dude, they rule. Fuck you. Ascension rule. So I've dubbed myself the president of my one member Ascension fan club. And that one member is me. Go. Yes, I am.
You might be able to get them on board, and then you got 3 members. So that'd be kind of cool. But other than that, I don't think losing to the primetime players, I don't really think that they're going to be able to. They're not going anywhere. I don't see them win the belt anytime soon or anything like that.
Well, I see it like this. At least they're on TV. That makes me happy. It was a schoolboy roll-up. There was no finisher involved. So, you know what? You get the 10 count. It's not like they're supposed to come out on the scene and be undefeated. I mean, you can't, if they were going up against jobbers, yeah, but like these aren't jobbers. These are actual, main roster guys.
Yeah, but they're definitely a bottom barrel of the tag division. Like, even when they were around, they were kind of second tier.
Well, yeah, they were a comedy act. But there's a schoolboy, whatever. There's hope for the Ascension. It's their first loss, whatever. They dusted off. Schoolboy.
Okay.
They didn't hit no finish. Yeah, they kicked ass on SmackDown.
Okay. We had the Roman Reigns promo after that. He's getting better.
This is the second hour, by the way. Second hour, hour 2.
Okay, yeah. Roman Reigns comes out.
To a loud pop.
Say what?
To a loud pop too.
He does seem more over. Yeah, now I guess so. Like winning the Rumble, beating Bryan. Yeah, I guess like they're doing it. Maybe I'm. He talks about the naysayers. He mentions that all these things going. Pretty much talking about the internet, and then Bryan comes out.
He wasn't just talking about the internet. He was just talking about everyone. He was like rooting for the other guy. It's like with anyone who y'all were rooting for the other guy. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have to give stories anymore. Just get out there and sound like a badass. Thank you, Paul Heyman, for doing this.
You think it's Paul?
Yeah, Paul. Yeah. Basically, they moved because at first it was done in Vince. And then after the Royal Rumble, they moved him over to Paul Heyman.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, that's definitely why his promos are getting a lot better. So, yeah, big ups to Paul Heyman doing it again.
Yeah, dude.
So, he cuts a good promo. Then Bryan comes out, and Roman Reigns says he's the biggest doubter of Roman this whole time, and
the
all
biggest hater of Reigns.
Yeah, the hater. Did they say hater?
Yeah, he said hater, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's hater of Reigns. So then, still teasing the tension, but then he puts him over, saying that he beat him and he's tough and pretty much jumping on the bandwagon. He's the president of the Roman Reigns fan club now, not the Ascension.
No, he's not. No, he's not the president. No, fuck Bryan. He's not. He's going to be the president of the Brogue Kick out the Wild, and the Brogue Kick Club, the BKC. That's what he's going to be the president of very soon. I feel like Bryan is being a soldier right now. He's being like an amazing sport about this all because I think deep down as a shoot, because this is also a shoot. He got deep. And I almost thought that this was going to be like, nah, man, fuck you. Because that's what it leaned into. Like, he was leaning in and leaning in and leaning in and leaning in. Like, why they like me and not you, shit like that. And he addresses the boos from the Rumble. And, I was like, man, this is a fucking shoot. And Reigns sat there and took it like a champion. But, he puts him over, not only just puts him over, but he's like, I lost, but I wouldn't change a thing. You have more heart than I do. I have a lot of heart, but you have more heart than I do. You beat me and congratulations, and beat Brock, basically what he said with the mic in his hand. Because, when he told him to kick Brock's ass, he didn't have a mic at Fastlane, but he had a mic here. And this was basically what everyone was, knowing moving forward that Reigns was going to be the guy at WrestleMania. This is what everyone was speculating should happen. Like, okay, if he goes down, he has to shake his hand. He has to basically pass the torch. And, kudos to Bryan for doing that because, again, I think deep down inside, he feels like he should be there along with the rest of his fans and the IWC and what have you. But, I think if I was a Bryan's fan, basically, if I was you, I would be like, you know what? There's greener pastures for Bryan. This isn't over for Bryan. This isn't WrestleMania 31 isn't the last WrestleMania to be had. And that this is an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's not like they didn't try. And there's always Bryan that's there. He's obviously healthy. So, he's always going to be in the main, he's going to be in the picture. He's always going to be in the picture because remember, he didn't lose the belt. It was taken away from him. So everyone has to just sort of move forward and actually congratulate Bryan for being the soldier that he is. And then, that's how I feel about it. Do you agree or disagree?
I guess. I think it would have told us. I've already said it on the previous podcast what I think, but again, moving forward, I think it was just a great great promo. I don't know what they're going to do with him. If they have him against Sheamus, I think that's going to be a pretty bad match. Sheamus is kind of stale in comparison to Bryan. Yeah, like we just talked about this.
Sheamus can work, man, and as a heel, dude.
No, Sheamus cannot work. Sheamus has the problem that Roman Reigns has. He never was ready. They put him on top too early, and he never got better. It's probably going to happen to Reigns.
But you're talking like, I'm not a Sheamus fan.
It definitely happened to Batista for a while. He got better toward the end, but it definitely took him a while to get better because they put him on top so early.
Well, I mean, you're bringing up old stuff. He's been at the bottom of the list. Not bottom. He's been a mid-card guy for a while, but he's been a mid-card face. He's basically he was second babyface to Cena. And if he comes back heel, the entire landscape changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing with Orton, yes, keep him looking like a heel for a while. There's too many fucking baby faces. Like, everyone needs to, like, just realize that, okay, like, I gotta boo somebody, don't I? You know what I'm saying? Someone has to be booed. Someone has to catch heat. And, so far we got Nikki Bella, we have Rusev, we have Cesaro and Kid. You know what I'm saying? We have heels, but those guys aren't nothing. As a main star guy, not Reigns, but Orton, he needs to stay with the Authority for a while and look like a heel. Do some dastardly shit. And Sheamus needs to come back and be an asshole. But not as a face as an asshole, because that's what he's been as an asshole. But just to move on, like, Paul Heyman comes out after.
I thought this was great. Paul Heyman comes out, and he like kind of lets Bryan walk in the back, which I thought that was like a great touch. And he says like he cuts all this promo where it was his money would be on Reigns if it was Rock, Austin, Triple H.
I know, right?
Cena. Yeah, Cena, and then, Bryan. But if it's against Lesnar, his money's still on Lesnar.
You can't beat Lesnar, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. I would definitely pick Lesnar over Reigns. Like, I mean, he's definitely got the upper hand here. Roman Reigns is definitely the underdog in this match. And Paul Heyman makes it apparent. And then
sorry, go ahead.
And then Roman Reigns says like he's like, keep putting me down. That's my motivation. Just like the haters that got him through Royal Rumble and through Daniel Bryan, he's been proving them wrong. So he just is looking at Paul Heyman as just another one of these guys now, which is a good way to say it if you are Roman. But that still does not overshadow the great Paul Heyman promo, I think.
Well, I think it was a cleverly worded promo, especially when he goes down the list like, I got my money on you. I would have my money on Hogan. I thought, like, people were like, what? Like, boo. Like, like, what? Like, when he said Hogan, they were like, the reaction, it was like, what? What are you talking about? Hogan? What are you talking about? Michaels? What? The Rock? What? Stone Cold? Are you out of your mind? Right? And then when he goes, Cena, it was like, yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. Everyone was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Cena. Yeah, you can beat Cena. I would have my money on Cena too. I mean, on Reigns for Cena too. I thought that was pretty funny, but it was a really well-worded promo, and basically led up to the idea is like, but you can't beat Lesnar. And then, the retaliation by Reigns is like, I thought it came off weird, but he was like, say what you said again. Say it again. And then, after he got past that part, he's like, tell me how I can't, it's like, because anyone who tells me I can't, that I can't win the Rumble and this, that, and the other, and can't beat Bryant, you know what? Here's a new can't that I have to basically overcome. And I will beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and be the new world heavyweight champion, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, I don't know. This face-off should have happened at Fastlane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mean like right at the end of it?
Yeah, right at the end. Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman come out, slow clap, and then he says exactly what he says. Kind of chop it down a little bit, make it abbreviate it a little bit. But then that's how fucking. I feel like Fastlane should have ended like that.
I can tell you would think that, but I think like you need as many pay-per-views with leaving with Roman Reigns looking strong as possible, like absolutely strong as possible. So you have him looking strong at Royal Rumble, and then you have him looking strong at Fastlane. It makes him look way better than just getting cut down from under him when he doesn't really have that many wins to go with in the first place.
But here's the thing. He has a lot of wins with the Shield, dude.
But obviously it's like Rollins and everything. I'm saying with this new run you're trying to do with him as a singles wrestler.
I know, but he still got the pins. Nine times out of 10, he ended with the pins. I mean, it's not like this guy's fresh out of the water. I mean, as a singles wrestler, yes, but I mean, it's not like he's just this guy. It's just like this guy. I mean, whatever. But the return, like he wouldn't have looked weak with that return, like the way he ended. Yeah, like it wouldn't have made him look weak. It'd have been like, "Yo, get ready for my ass, motherfucker! I got you." You know what I'm saying? You say this, I'm still here. I'll whoop his ass. But anyway, I wanted to speak on the next segment because they're talking about the 1-year anniversary of the network, right? And Booker T, like an idiot, sings "Happy Birthday."
Oh yeah,
right? Which is a huge no-no. You know why, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know why. I just thought they were laughing just at Booker. But why? What's up with
No,
this?
because they're just like, holy shit, you're going to catch heat for this, for Vince. Because the Happy Birthday song is a commission, is actually published and licensed by, I think their last names are like Hill or something, which is even funnier because their last name is Hill. But they own the rights to the Happy Birthday song. When you watch television shows, especially if there's a birthday or something, like someone's birthday or something, they will sing the Happy Birthday song by Stevie Wonder, which I always think is stupid because it's a song dedicated to Martin Luther King, but they will not sing Happy Birthday to you because they got to kick out cash for licensing, So Booker starts to sing it, and I think the guys, JBL, and Cole are like, holy shit, you're actually singing? He fucks it up a little bit, but you think they're laughing at him because he's fucking it up? They're laughing at him because they know he's going to catch some heat for singing the Happy Birthday song. That's funny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's funny because I caught onto it, and then I looked towards Twitter. I said, holy shit, did anyone catch this? It's like, you might as well play a Rolling Stones song, or a Beatles song, because, it's whatever. So everyone caught on to it on Twitter as well. It's like, oh shit, Booker fucked up. But that's it. But yeah, 1 year to network, man. 1 fucking year to network.
Well, there you go. That's kind of cool. I mean, they definitely aren't where they thought they'd be, but it's definitely a good product. I use it all the time, so I enjoy it. What do you think of the network?
Well, I still don't have the network yet. It would take me basically changing up my getting high-speed internet in order to be able to watch HD quality content. I think I consider it a success. They got 1 million. I think they had $1 million in loss this year or something like that. Like when it all added up, they only had they gained like some odd $100 million of revenue, but then the loss was like 5 million or something like that. So it's what it is. I think it's pretty funny. The cancel WWE is out the door. I think I was listening to Wade Keller of the PW Torch, and how there was this one guy's like, yeah, I canceled it, but I watched my mom's. It's like,
well, there you go.
They fucking haven't. But yeah, I mean, I'll get it one day. Anyone who has it has to be pretty happy about it, and so on and so forth. So they're setting the standard. They're the first of its kind, just like any other thing they've ever done as a WWF, WWE. They are the guys who push the boundaries and start things. Because of the network, you're going to see a lot of other networks doing their own subscription, and that's something to be proud of. They're the first. They're like the Wrights brothers of network, of content network. They're the first.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then we had a rematch of the Sunday pay-per-view with the Usos versus Cesaro and Kid. When the Usos came out, there was this one kid going crazy. Did you see that in the crowd? They cut to him.
No.
Oh, I don't remember that. It was pretty funny. And then when Cesaro and Kid in the match, they announced that Cesaro and Kid have only been around for 2 months. I can't believe that. I thought that's pretty cool how good of a tag team they do, because they do a lot of good. Like double team maneuvers here. They did the catapult with the Pele kick. I thought was really nice.
Oh God!
Kid did. What?
No, I was saying. It just hit me that this is your skeet moment of the podcast.
No, I mean this match was definitely the best match overall. The Usos did their. Yeah, I mean the Usos did their nice spot where they flipped Tyson on the rail. They catch them both, throw him. That was kind of cool. But definitely the catapult into the Pele was awesome. They did the big springboard elbow, to break the pin up, which was nice. And then the big spot where they do the superplex into the frog splash. But in order to get the pin, it was Tyson was about to he had his foot on the ropes, and Naomi came and broke it up. And because Naomi broke it up, Natty got mad and then broke up Uso's clean high spot to then call for the belt. So Cesaro and Kid still have the belt, but the Usos win the match. I think it was a good match. Do you think they're going to do a 6-man tag at Mania, or maybe in the next few weeks they're going to do Naomi and the Usos versus 6-person tag?
Yeah, 6 intergender. Yeah, yeah. As soon as that happened, I saw that that was the first thing that popped in my mind. Because honestly, first to talk on the whole Kid and Cesaro only been a tag team for 2 months. They debuted in those suits, those onesies, during a Adam Rose match. I guess I don't remember who they were fighting, but they came in these onesies, and that wasn't too long ago. That was the debut of Kid and Cesaro working together. So it wasn't that long ago at all. Do you remember that?
I remember that, but I definitely think that I think they had maybe 1 or 2 matches prior to that in some tag team gauntlets and stuff. But that was definitely the first time as a tag team, official tag team.
Yeah. Well. And the thing about this match, which was a damn good match, that it seems like the storyline now, it's not about the Usos versus Kid and Cesaro. It's more about Natty and Naomi. That's what the story's more towards now. And I think, even with the little dinner episode that they did, the little dinner thing, what they're doing on Total Divas, this is definitely more of a storyline for Total Divas and Natty and Naomi rather than the tag team belts, Usos versus Kid and Cesaro. And I hope that's not the case. I mean, I hope they don't make it seem that way, but that's what it looks like going to be happening. Because Natty, after, she walks away, she's hurt. She hurt her leg on the bump she took from Naomi after.
Were they actually hurt? Was she actually hurt? Because I saw they kept cutting to it. So normally when they cut to it, they're not really hurt.
Yeah. She was selling the leg, on the way out of the arena. But I'm still waiting for my adultery angle. We'll see. But again, this looks more like a Naomi Natty feud than a Usos Kid Cesaro.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna call these guys KNC from now on, like KFC, like Kentucky Fried Chicken. This KNC, because they won't give them a name. They're Tyson Kid and Cesaro. Fuck it, I'm not gonna call them by that entire name the whole time. I'm gonna call them KNC.
They don't need a name.
All right. They could be the They could be the Marks. Yeah, what can it be called? Could you give them a name? If they had a name, what would you call them?
Maybe like, I don't know, like it's been a while since they've done like the world's greatest tag team or something, like the best tag team in the business, some kind of thing like that, because they definitely do like the more double team maneuvers, better double team maneuvers than you've seen on Raw for a while. So like as far as like actual tag team wrestling and like what I understand it to be, they're way better. So like probably best tag team in the universe, best tag team on Raw or something like that.
Well, you'd be surprised, man. There was a lot of tag team tandem during the Primetime Players match. But
not to the level of a
not to the level.
Deadlift superplex onto springboard frog splash. That's you cannot do that. And Primetime Players, I'm not trying to make this a versus Primetime Players saying they're definitely very good, but
I am.
They're not as good. Okay, well then you're going to be sunned, man. They're wrong. Like I didn't watch that match. I didn't watch that match for very long, but like compared to the tag teams, compared to all the things they do, all the holds that Tyson Kidd could do, all the
all
holds
right.
that
So Miz and Mizdow.
Whatever, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let's get out of this.
They just they're pumping the Battle Royal for Mania, which is cool that they're bringing that back. That's the first official thing they're bringing that back. But then Mizdow announces that he's going to be a leading man, and Miz is pretty pissed about that. What do you think about this?
Yeah, they were able to get over 3 things in this one little skit. The return of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, because they haven't spoke of it at all. After Royal Rumble, like they never even spoke of it. Because I was thinking, I think we were having a conversation about if they were even bringing that back, or maybe it was with Headliner 5. What up, Nate? The idea of the Andre Battle Royal, because we saw what came of it last year. Cesaro getting the rub and then nothing, crickets. So it was even cool too, because Heyman was holding the Andre the Giant trophy and all that stuff. It looked like it was going to be like this really cool thing, but that just went to shit. Who do you see winning? Being that it's back, who do you see taking it?
There's really no telling. Who's all in? They announced Miz and Mizdow.
No, I mean,
Axel Ryback.
Axel did mention it.
I can see maybe Ryback going in, winning, just because he's a bigger guy they're trying to push. That'd be a good spot for him to win.
Who did you
I'm
say?
not real sure. Ryback.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Either Ryback or Ziggler, because it's a consolation prize. It definitely is to the Royal Rumble. But again, it's like if it would have to be somewhat like if it goes to Ziggler and he gets the fucking Cesaro treatment. Oh, if it goes to Ryback and he gets the Cesaro treatment. Oh, if it goes to say Rowan and he gets the Cesaro treatment, then you know what? It's to be expected. You want this shit to be a big deal. You want it to happen to someone to be a really good rub. But for the Cesaro treatment, dude, you don't want to win it. You don't want anyone that deserves a push to win it. I say that much. And I want Ryback to win it because I feel like it's time for him to come up as a monster babyface, or heel, doesn't matter. He has to get up there somehow, and this could be an opportunity for him to do it. So that's, and then, actually that there's another Marine movie coming out. I roll my eyes. And then the idea of him getting a leading role since he's become a personal assistant, and he thanks him, and it's like he sells the fact that he's super, super thankful. Not snarky or sideways. He's like, dude, you actually helped me. Like, thank you so much. And the Miz just looked real like, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. Is this the longest storyline going on in the company right now?
maybe like the Authority, but yeah, other than like the top storylines, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, it's a good storyline. I mean, it was funny at first, and now it's kind of playing up, building the tension right before Mania. They're not really trying to make it too big. They're saying it's going to be a part of the Battle Royal. So, I mean, I like it. What do you think?
I'm getting impatient. I think because obviously this entire storyline is to get Damien Sandow over, right? And once it's done, then what? That's the only thing. And I'm like, I feel like after this storyline's over, they got nothing for Sandow.
Well, I mean, he could definitely step into the role as just the comedy character, maybe for the U.S. title, just like Santino did for a while. And they've definitely had a lot of comedy character. You know, Eugene. I can see him definitely going back into doing something like that.
I just think he's such a great heel wrestler. He's such a great heel wrestler, you know? Like, he does amazing. Like, when he was Sandow, like, the heel, like, the intellectual savior to the masses, that shit was,
that was great.
Gold. And then, like, he had, like, awesome heel tendencies when he was fighting, and then he went up against John Cena and gave Cena an amazing match, and that's when it all went to shit. I just hope they can get him back. Maybe he'd be a comedy, whatever. He's too good on the mic. I think he's too good of a in-ring performer to be sent back down to just doing comedy shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all. We'll definitely see.
I definitely agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, I think that's just what they're going to do with him because, I mean, they're definitely missing that role, so he fits it well. But that was where they're going. Because remember, Santino wasn't a comedy wrestler at first, and then he kind of fell into it.
Yeah, kind of fell into it.
Yeah, and then they did the Wyatt vignette of what had kind of happened at the pay-per-view, mixed in with like how that fit into the promos. Fit into the promos of the following weeks. I thought that was kind of cool. What did you think of? What did you think?
We spoke about that already. We come on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Stardust versus Swagger. Stardust comes out without the new tights. He revealed these new tights on the Sunday, but Raw is back on the show with the regular tights. What did you think about this? I thought he was going to kind of evolve, but it was a good match. Goldust comes out to distract him for the distraction tap out.
Yeah, the distraction tap out. Yeah, that was all that was. To see, he came in. Yeah, I thought he was going to go shirtless for a while too, but especially at the Fast Lane, he came out. I actually thought he was like in yellow body paint. Something, you know? But then when all his lights came off, he was just like, he's just Cody. He just has the face paint on. But he came out in the whole attire. I guess this advances the feud between Goldust. I mean, poor Swagger. He gets to win, but it's not about him whatsoever. That poor guy. Them breaking up the Real Americans, that still is one of the dumb moves over the past 5 years in tag teams and stuff. And I know you're had with him and Cesaro and Kid, but the Real Americans were over, dude. They were fucking over. And when they broke him up, poor Swagger had to go back to just being like this whatever dude, getting his ass handed to him by Rusev over and over again, and Cesaro basically being like, obscurity and whatever. I just feel bad for Swagger. But yeah, the distraction tap out. I hope that counts.
That counts. We'll count it. And then we go into a
third hour.
Yeah, what were you say?
No, that's it.
Third hour. Cool. Yeah, I mean, that's what's up. We lead in with Cena. Cena cuts an alright promo. Then Rusev comes out, and Cena's pretty much saying things like, Rusev saying he tapped out, he quit. You say never give up, but you quit. But even though he tapped out, that was kind of not mentioned as much as I'd like it to be mentioned. but he kind of was being kind of heel on Cena, saying like he lied, he does quit, he does tap out, and it was kind of funny where Cena got real stern, like let's not get started with America, buddy. That was kind of funny. And then Cena pretty much asked him for a rematch, and Rusev is like, what makes you think that you deserve a rematch? Which I think is a great way to respond. And
that was awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's funny whenever Cena reacts to the Russian flag, like, popping, like jumps back like he's scared. It was kind of a good segment. It definitely made Rusev look even stronger, which is something that they normally don't do. Normally after Cena wins, he definitely gets his heat back, but not this time.
Well, I don't think it made Rusev look as strong as it did for the fact that he's made to be taken serious. Because you talk about like that spot where Cena's like, I want a rematch at WrestleMania. He stands back, and this is what they've been going through the whole time. Like this whole feud with Rusev and Lana and the way they react. Cena looks like he looks desperate. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's trying to save face, and he's trying to, project that he's still the big dog on the lawn. And Rusev and Lana are like, oh, no, you're not. We're like, you're nothing. We're the ones holding all the cards. I'm the U.S. champion. I'm undefeated. And now I have a win over you where you pass out, tap out. And you expect me to adhere to your demands? Whatever. I thought that was that's saying like, that's the shifting of the power. That's the power shift to where it's leaving Cena, quote unquote, leaving Cena and going into Rusev. Because when he asked for that rematch, I rolled my eyes. I'm like, how dare you? Before, it was almost like clockwork. It's like, how dare you ask for a rematch? You don't hold the cards here. And then they responded like, oh, look, the big, bad veteran Cena gets his way. Fuck you. No rematch for you. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly how they should play this shit, man. Exactly. I just hope he doesn't get too desperate and pulls like basically what Seth Rollins did to Edge to get the authority back into power, where he kind of like confiscates Lana and he's like threatening to like, I don't know, fuck her in the ass or something to get his rematch, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope it doesn't resort to those means, those really desperate means to get a rematch, because it would be very heelish for one, and it would be kind of lame, well, anyway, what pissed me off, two things that stood out was Cena's promo as well, is that he comes out, Mr. No Sell Cena, right? He just he just went through a brutal match. He passes out. He comes out with no tape on his ribs, no neck brace, no nothing, no limp, no nothing. He comes out and he spits like a promo like nothing happened. You know how much that pisses me off every time that happens? Like, No Sell Cena is like the Mondays after pay-per-views, like even after the three-way, like No Sell Cena comes out and he's like talking smack, even though he just had his ass handed to him by getting curb stomped and suplexed a billion fucking times, right? And then he calls the accolade the acolyte.
I can't remember the name, man. So I can't give John Cena crap and I remember that name.
But I just thought
so many things over the years,
I just thought it was pretty funny though, where it's like I was waiting for JBL to be like, "What?" Right? Because after that, like he said, he repeated, he said it again. He said the accolade. He got it right the next time. But I just thought it was pretty funny. You don't hear Cena fuck up too often, but like that was one of the in his promos. But that was one of the first times, and then to call it the acolyte of all things, I thought that was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it was an alright. It was a good little segment. We go back to Orton and Rollins in the back. They're kind of just teasing the tension a little more with this, but saying that they're going to be good business associates tonight, just to get their hands on the faces, Roman and Bryan. What do you think of this, Peter?
Yeah, he kicks out J&J, which I thought was pretty funny. Get the fuck out of here. And then Rollins is still playing a jerk. And that's the thing. He still has this jerk thing. He's like, forget about me doing this and that to you, you know, like, just forget about it, you know? And, you know, yeah, Orton's like, granted, we're on the same page. But I won't forget, though. And it's like this moment of the stare down after he says this, you know, which I thought, you know, just plays along. They're like the odd couple, you know, and I like this sort of odd coupling of the two of them having to deal with each other, Seth knowing that Orton's not to be trusted, and Orton knowing that, you know, Orton in himself knows that, dude, I'm only doing this to find you in a vulnerable spot. So,
yeah, the Viper's like, you know, slithering in.
Yeah, dude, this is totally what I want, man. This is totally what I want. Because people are like, you know, on Twitter, I think someone tweeted something like, share if you don't want Orton to go to the Authority. And I'm like, dude, no way. Get his ass back on the Authority and let the story play out, you know, because I definitely want to see it play out. And this role he's playing is fucking, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, then we have Paige come out.
Wait. The Sting package.
Well, yeah, Paige comes out. Yeah, I was going to say that. Paige comes out first, and then they go to the Sting package. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, too. I was going to mention that. They could have just gone to the Sting package and then gone to break, but the way they had it set up was kind of strange. The Sting package is awesome, though. I mean, it was just clips from the DVD they released earlier this year. I'm a big Sting mark, so obviously I just like the tale of his career. What do you think about it? I mean, pretty awesome, right?
Okay, breaking kayfabe, all right? So the face-to-face, the face-off with Triple H and him circling around him like a snake with the apple, you know, network specials was one of the things.
Oh, yeah. And then here you go. You already had one.
That's all. That's all. I just think it's pretty funny. But you need to re-educate a lot of these newer fans on who Sting is. That's all. It's very important. He's a relic. Not a relic in terms of backhanded comment like he's old, but he's definitely a piece of wrestling history that's very important. And I think him being with the WWE and the package, this package, and then the DVDs, and the fact that he's going to wrestle in a WrestleMania, for us older fans, it's the closing of a book. You know, something that we thought would never happen is finally happening. Sting in a WrestleMania. But then for the younger fans, if let's just say we both had kids, right? And no, you got like 10 kids, don't you? Anyway, and this could be our bonding moment as wrestling fans. You know, like I can look at my kid and if we're watching wrestling, I can tell them about Sting. You know, and I think that's really important for the wrestling generation of today to sort of take in all of the stuff that he's done in the past and the importance of Sting and why they're making this a big deal and why he's such a wedge in the Authority and the significance of Triple H bringing up who Sting is. I mean, this is important. This is very, very important. So kudos to the WWE for making him into a big deal, especially after the years and years and years of standoff, you know, and him finally agreeing to come. And then he's getting all of this. I wasn't happy with Triple H calling him the painted face goof. They've definitely gotten away from that. He hasn't called him that in a while, which is great. But yeah, moving forward, I'm happy for Sting. I'm happy for the WWE, and I see nothing but big things closing out his ever so illustrious career.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. This is definitely the match I'm looking forward to, Mania, and good little vignette they had there. Then we had Paige Emma, who didn't get an entrance, which is a bummer, but it's good to see her out there versus the Bellas. Brie just kind of showing what's up. She attacks Paige, knocks her down, and then hits kind of attacks Emma for the win. Real quick match. Emma kind of doesn't look that strong. Brie Bella is pretty strong, and then they move on from there. What do you think of the match? X Factor, by the way, Brie Bella wins with. Big ups to X Pac.
Okay, this wasn't necessarily my bathroom break. I ran. Here's what my notes say. Well, I went to the kitchen to get like a Kit Kat, right? I just go to the kitchen. I don't stick around. I'm not like in the kitchen doing anything. I just go run to the refrigerator. Halfway, I mean, seriously, the match hasn't even started yet. Halfway back, I'm halfway in the hallway, and I hear the bell. I hear the 1, 2, 3 in the bell. I don't even get back in to my room and to the front room to see any of the match. The match was done. Like, what the fuck? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it was real quick. It was just pretty much an elbow to Paige, and then I think Brie Bella kicked Emma in the gut, and then an X Factor, and then Emma laid out. It was real quick. Nikki didn't even get tagged in. 3 moves, if you can call it that. It was pretty. I mean,
I think it was like 32 seconds or something like that. Not even enough to walk.
This is like a Daniel Bryan travesty, man. Emma needs to be over. Where's the MAS movement?
You've been to my house. My kitchen ain't that far a fucking way. I went to the kitchen. I went to the kitchen. I'm halfway back in my fucking hallway. 1, 2, 3, ring the bell, and that's basically what happened. Well, anyway, moving on, because I don't even see any advancement.
What do you think of the Bushwhackers in the Hall of Fame? I think it's a good little tag team to bring in there, because you already got Arnold and Macho Man as like the main stars of the Hall of Fame. So just like kind of filling out the card with some undercard guys like Rikishi and the Bushwhackers, I think it works out well. What do you think?
As a kid, the Bushwhackers were my favorite act in WWE. I didn't WWF. I didn't watch the WWF as much as I watched WCW. The only time I got to watch WWF is if I was at my my late great aunt Magnolia, Aunt Sis is what we called her. She loved WWF, and whenever we went over to her place on the weekends, we would watch WWF with her. And whenever the Bushwhackers came on, man, I was like, hell yeah, dude. It was like, hey, ho, like, like Naughty by Nature. I wouldn't be surprised that Naughty by Nature, hip hop, hooray, oh, I think they were Bushwhackers fans too. And dude, regardless of their like comic shtick, because apparently before they were like real deal wrestling tandem, like they were
as the sheep herders in the NWA, they were real good. They were like a heel tag team, and they also wrestled in like New Zealand before that, and like with Stu Hart before that too. So yeah,
because I remember the sheep herders. When they went to WWE, I think I was kind of like whatever, but I loved the gimmick so much. I loved the Bushwhackers so much. They were a little older. They came in. I love how they used to attack each other. During the match, like they'd be so caught up in the fight that they would actually turn on each other, and then they'll realize that they're fighting each other, and then they just go kick the person's ass that they were just kicking ass with. I just thought it was really funny. But like during the match, they didn't let go of their sheep herders tandem. They had a lot of tandem like in-ring, out-ring sort of moves. Like they were spot on with their tandem moves. Spot on. People forget that they were like the best in the business when it came to like double teams. Best in the business. And then after they get the win, they just go back to like, Because they'll get serious, and then they'll just go back to being like, licking each other's fucking heads and stuff. I'm glad they're in the Hall of Fame. Anyone who's against them being in the Hall of Fame, hey, you know what? Get over it. Get over it. Because people are like, oh, but these people aren't in, and these people are. You know what? A lot of people aren't fucking in. And they're going to get in over time. It's not like these guys are going to live for another fucking 10 years. They're older guys, and, get them in because they actually put asses in the seats, and, good for them. They have a good history. Good for them. Unlike Rikishi, I mean, they're putting him in as a comedy act, but like, at least they're going in as wrestlers too. Rikishi's just going in because of his ass.
Well, yeah, that's true. He won like Intercontinental title and like the tag titles. That's definitely true. He's just kind of, I would say the Bushwhackers are a bigger deal than Rikishi going in.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Rikishi I hope somehow his ass can do the interview, can do the talk. Like, he just sort of perches his ass up on the podium, and his ass
like the Jim Carrey.
His ass just talks into the microphone.
I always knew I was the star of this team.
Yeah, I hope y'all don't mind me talking shit. But yeah, congratulations to the Bushwhackers. Yeah, and let's Axelmania.
This was pretty awesome. Yeah, Axel's got the shirt. He says he was in there for 29 days, 37 minutes, and 14 seconds. 15, 16. I love how he counted like that.
Yeah,
it was
he's
pretty
great.
ridiculous. And then Ryback comes out. They even make mention he was a part of the pretty bad tag team Ryback. So, yeah, Booker T says, "Doomed from the beginning," and they're like, "What do you mean from the beginning? What are you talking about?" And they kind of just like give Booker T a little shit from going in a little inside there. And then Shell Shock, Ryback wins. Pretty awesome little storyline they did there. Kind of okay match, real quick match, but I loved it. It was pretty good. Both characters got over, I think.
I'm all in on Axelmania, dude. I love it. I think this is such a good spot for him. Because even though he's being played as a chump, he's taking the time that he has and he's making the best of it. And you can't ask for anything more from a mid-card guy who should be better, the son of the great. Because he looks more and more like him as I see him, like Mr. Perfect. Like, he looks more and more like him. And I think, if you talk about these second, third generation guys, like he should be up there, but like they just booked him horrible from the start, making him the Intercontinental Champion and putting him with Paul Heyman, and then basically being a wedge advancing some odd 8 different storylines at once, and then they beat his name to death, Curtis Axel. They kept saying his name. Do you remember that when he first came out as Curtis Axel as a Heyman guy, and they kept saying his name over like 999, like over and over and over again. Yeah,
I remember, and like Triple H kind of did a good job of burying him too there at the beginning. But yeah, I pretty much I think he's pretty good talent. Like, I think they've just done wrong with him. So he's like Sandow, where like he could be better, but since they've kind of ruined his character over the years, he's going to be a good comedy act now, which is better than
nothing.
Better than nothing. Yep.
And he's making the best of it. I mean, seriously, I'm all in Axelmania. And it was it was a pretty cool reunion. The fact that he's coming in and catching a shell shock from his ex-tag team partner. But there was something else that I wanted to mention. The fact that Booker T brought up that he doomed from the beginning and him getting shit is because there's a storyline going on right now between Court Bauer. Did you listen to the last podcast, the last Court Bauer, MSL and Conan podcast?
No, I did not.
So there's I think Court Bauer did like a Q&A, or he was talking. He tells a story about how CM Punk, because he was working with CM Punk, working for the WWE as a writer around the same time where Shawn Michaels was there and blah, blah, blah. And when CM Punk came in, he tells a story about how Triple H and
oh yeah, I did hear this. Yeah.
And what you call it finally responded with, I don't know who this Court Bauer is, just basically try to discredit him. You know, I don't know who he is, and this guy knows who I am. He's like, oh, he's just some guy who just wants to make a name for himself. It's like, whatever, man. He helped work on Shawn Michaels' book, for crying out loud. You know, like, he knows exactly who he is. And stories like that, and Booker T bringing up the fact that they were doomed from the beginning. You know, these guys need to fucking face up to like the backstage politics and the potential of a lot of guys gone to shit because of 5 dudes who go, I don't know, dude, this guy ain't fitting the bill, but they're just jealous and scared to lose their spot because this guy actually has, you know, appeal and talent and things of that nature. Definitely kudos. And this is what I like about Booker T. I'm glad he's bringing this to the table to the announced team, and shame on fucking JBL, his burying ass too, and Cole's suck up ass for trying to like cover up. Fucking idiots.
And then we move on to the main event. We have Rollins with J&J Security and Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Awesome surfboard spot to start off everything. That was pretty awesome textbook, I would say. And then we went into a pretty solid matchup. What'd you think of the match here, Peter?
Well, you got to remind me. I didn't write anything down. I mean, I remember a little something. I think it's all about the end. It's about the end of the match more than the actual match itself.
Yeah, the end of the match. Orton's about to do the DDT to Roman, and Rollins tags himself in. Orton looks pretty pissed, but still delivers the DDT. Lets Rollins in. Rollins
with a smile on his face.
Roman ducks, gets out of Rollins' predicament there, hits him with a Superman punch, but by that time, Bryan does what Rollins did, tags himself in to lead him to the running knee, which wins the match. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns win. Orton kind of looks like he's about to be pissed off, and just like picks Rollins up and taps him on the head, and like it's okay, but Rollins definitely looks nervous as if Orton's going to attack him there. It's pretty funny. The end was kind of hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. It still seems that Bryan has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. The tag in, I was like, all right, I get it. And then, Reigns respectfully moves out of the way because, you have to think about it. I'll throw this guy a bone, whatever. I'm going to WrestleMania. He's not. Like, whatever. Why am I going to get mad over a tag in, throw him a bone, whatever. But the tag in from Rollins is the fact that, like, he's still being a jerk to Orton. And, the way Orton steps out of the ring with a big grin on his face, is like, dude, the RKO in your ass later on is going to feel so great. You can just see that expression on his face. And then at the end, when it just seems like shit was about to hit the fan and the crowd got really hot for the punt. And then J&J Security, they come in, they do their job, who's it? Noble catches the first RKO because he stops him. Because it's like,
Noble catches the first RKO, and then he turns around and like, scares off. Say what? Yeah,
because he looks pissed. Because here's the thing. He backs up into the corner, and he's about to, basically punt kick his ass, right? But then you could tell he just changes his mind, right? And he walks. And then J&J Noble steps in his way, and he catches an RKO because he's like, it's almost like, dude, you don't get it. Dude, fuck off. Boom. He hits with an RKO because he's like, I'm not going to kick him, you ass. So he reaches over, he picks him up, he shakes his hand, he walks out. And I'm like, the crowd boos because they want to see what's going to kick his ass. But you know what? That's what a payoff is, dude. When it finally happens, don't give it to them. You don't serve dessert at a dinner first. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the meat and potatoes, you know? Then, the payoff is the brownie with the fucking ice cream, right? And that's what that is. That's what they're giving them right now. And I think it's awesomely planned. Kudos to the writing to this. Kudos to Orton and how he's actually acting his role. Kudos to Rollins for acting out his role. Kudos to J&J. Kudos to everyone, man. Kudos to everyone. Everyone played their part. Bryan played his part. Reigns played his part. You could have asked for a better main event and a main event ending. You couldn't ask for a better show. That's back-to-back Raws that were really, really good, honestly. The only thing that sucks, the short Emma match. The short Emma match sucked. No Cell Cena pissed me off. Dude, I got nothing really bad to say about this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's picking up going into Mania, which is always nice, always awesome. We're going to see more of these storylines play out. I'm pretty excited to see this Mania card progress. It's kind of exciting to see how over Orton is. And just in the next few weeks, I'm just going to be looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Bryan. Hopefully, I know you're saying Sheamus, but I really don't think that's going to be that good of a match, so I don't want to see it. But if they do it, I guess that's what they're going to do. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, there's so much time. That's what's great about post-Royal Rumble, other than, say, what was happening with the Elimination Chamber as that in-between. Fastlane, again, was a bona fide Super Raw. But now we have 5 weeks. 5 fucking weeks. We don't have 2 weeks. We don't have 3 weeks. We got 5 weeks to develop a lot of storylines for the biggest stage of them all, which is WrestleMania. WrestleMania 31, which is going to be at the Levi Center in the Bay Area. Dude, let's try to get up and have like a WrestleMania party. I remember you mentioned something about this, but like, let's actually do something somewhere. And if not somewhere, like have it at someone's place where, we have like some eats and some drinks and some fucking wrestling. You want to see if we can do that?
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down.
Yeah, just like 5 weeks to set up the storylines. We have 5 weeks to set up the party.
Or maybe just going in and getting a table at like a restaurant that's showing it would be cool. Just like maybe like a big 8-top, and invite a few people down.
Well, I mean, but what restaurants would be showing it though? I mean, because they've gone to the network. I think Hooters don't have the network, dude.
Oh, the last time with the Hooters was last Mania. That's the only thing. I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll host it. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, well, we can both host it. Yeah. But maybe there's a place around here where you can actually we can just hook up all the stuff and just have a little corner to ourselves and watch it or whatever. We'll figure it out. It might be Mediterranean. I think they're closed on Sunday, so never mind that. What can we do? Never mind. We'll talk about that later. Plugs.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Well, no. Let's close out. Plugs. So thank you for listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling 2-part series, Fastlane review, WWE Raw review. Coming up this Friday, we have Peter Talks Wrestling with Slag Daddy of OTRS Off the Rope Show. I'm still trying to come up with questions in my mind to ask him, but it should be a really, really good conversation back and forth. Saturday, we have the upload of the latest NXT review from the Faster Than the World podcast with and
I'm getting a word that Brian Kendrick was on the show. I got a text message, so that's happening right now. So that's kind of cool that Brian Kendrick is on NXT. So we'll see how he's playing it into NXT on Faster Than the World.
And that will be uploaded Saturday. Friday, we got Peter Talks Wrestling with, and Saturday we had the upload for Fascinator World podcast with Jake Gandhi and the amazing masked Fritz. You can't say that 3 times fast, man. Masked Fritz. Again, shout out to all the YouTube listeners. Shout out to all the SoundCloud listeners. Shout out to all the peeps on Twitter. Shout out to you all. Again, share, like, whatever you're listening to. Heart it on SoundCloud. Thumbs up on Stitcher. Like it on Tumblr. Add it to Pinterest. Also comment on YouTube. Share. Like, please. Any little bit helps, man, for us to spread the word that this thing that we're doing, which is the Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling podcast central thing is going on. Let everyone know what's going on, man. We're trying over here, and every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. So if you like the show, again, do all you can to help move us forward. You can find me on Twitter at Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESC, and also the Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling Twitter is PJTW Central. What the fuck was that? What the hell? Are you gone? Oh, wait, anyway, we have a little bit of problems. Without further ado, I wish you a happy rest of the week, and hopefully we'll get back to you soon. This is so strange. All right, have a good night.
You have been listening to Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling Podcast. Please tune in next week.